Hello, Brewer Nation. My name is Brandon Pugh, and this is going to be my reaction slash breakdown to Game 1 of the 2021 NLDS between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves, where the Brewers managed to barely scrape away with a win 2-1, and it took all the way to the 7th inning for the first runs of the game to even score, because the two starting pitchers of this game, Corbin Burns for the Brewers and Charlie Morton for the Atlanta Braves, were on fire. Through the first 6 innings, there was a total of 2 hits for each team. It was crazy. And so let's go ahead and start with the Milwaukee side with Corbin Burns. He kind of struggled a little bit today in the first inning, gave up 2 walks in the first inning, and on the second walk, there was a passed ball by Omar Narvaez, the starting catcher, that allowed it to become first and third with no one out in the inning. But very next batter, Ozzie Albies of the Braves, rolled into a double play directly. The ball went directly to Rowdy, who we're going to mention more later in this video because he had a game. Managed to get the first and fired a rocket to catch Jorge Soler out at the plate. That was huge. Instead of giving up a run on that play and being down 1-0 at the very first inning, Corbin was able to escape the first inning without allowing a run. And was managed to go through 6 innings, even though he started out with a very high pitch count. Like he was like after 3 innings was already at 50 pitches. He was at 40 pitches after 2 innings. Like I was watching the game and I was concerned. Very, very, very concerned. He might only go 4 or 5 depending on how Atlanta hits. But luckily for the Brew Crew, he was able to settle down and pitch phenomenal through innings 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he went 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts on 91 pitches. So pretty dang good. And you would think that the Brewers offense might be able to give him something for that amazing performance. Well, not exactly. Because Charlie Morton, for the first 6 innings of this game, was even better than Burns. Like, incredible. Like his pitching, like it wasn't like the Brewers were swinging and missing, but he pulled some rabbits out of his hat with his curveball because he was going like his fastball and curveball, as I saw it on the broadcast, like release at almost the exact same point where the fastball is like 15 miles per hour, like faster than his curveball, and the curveball just dunks in it. Like some of those pitches, like, oh man, like that was like pain in the corners. And so for the first 6 innings, because I'm discounting the 7th inning, I will get into that later. Um, he had he gave up 1 hit. No, not 1 hit. 2 hits. No runs through 6 innings before the 7th. 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. So pretty dang good numbers for him until the 6th inning came through. And so both pitchers were dominant during the through 6 innings. And then in the top of the 7th, instead of like, because we have had some injuries in our bullpen with both Devin Williams, because he went a little stupid at the division clinching party, and then Brent Suter is off the NLDS roster for injury as well. So we went to Adrian Hauser, who's actually been one of our better pitchers in the starting rotation. Like he came out of the bullpen, and within 8 or 9 pitches or so, he got the first 3 guys out and managed to get down to the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, and then Charlie Morton stayed out, which made perfect sense. He was rolling right along. He's a veteran pitcher, knows what he's doing, so it made sense to leave him out for the 7th inning, though his pitch count was getting a little high. First batter, he was Avisaíl Garcia. And the first 2 pitches, strike, strike. Down 0-2, third pitch, high and away, high and in tight, like very, very high. And the second pitch managed to hit Avi right on the forearm here. And so, first batter of the inning, made on first base. And then, Rowdy Tellez, the guy who made probably the game-saving play in the first inning, incredible play by him, came up to a bat. First 2 pitches, swing and misses. Third pitch, Ball. Ball again. So 2-2 count. At least if I remember this correctly, I probably not. Like I'm just going based off of the high win in this game because I'm excited. Next pitch, fastball right down the middle. Did not miss it and absolutely smoked it to deep center field. 411 feet home run right off the scoreboard. Brewers up 2-0. Oh my lord. Thank God we got some runs because this was a pitching duel. Like base runners, like the Brewers never had a runner in scoring position until the eighth inning. Like we needed that home run, and thankfully he was able to. And also thankfully, something I was thinking about during the game, I didn't want to get to the pitcher spot in this inning because I did not want to waste another arm when Hauser just went through 8 pitches. And so we went 6, 7, 8, all out, which is I thought was a good idea. Good thing for us because we didn't have to bring in Freddie Peralta or Aaron Ashby. We could save them for tomorrow, for instance. And then top of the eighth. Let's see. I want to make sure I get the order of sequence correctly for what happened there. Let's see. Top of the eighth. Yeah. So Hauser stayed out because his turn at bat did not come up. Struck out Travis d'Arnaud and got Dansby Swanson to ground out on a really nice play by Eduardo Escobar, who was hugging that line, not allowing any extra base hits. And a pinch hitter comes Jock Peterson. Now, Jock Peterson has a lot of playoff experience with the Dodgers. If I remember correctly, was he on their? He was on the World Series team last year, yeah. And so, like, he's been in some big spots. Had 9 career home runs in the playoffs coming into this game, and Hauser got down 0-2 right away, and then threw 2 balls, and then on the fifth pitch, Peterson smacked it like just barely cleared the left field fence into the Brewers bullpen, but still made a home run. 2-1 game. And going into the top of the ninth, because in the bottom of the eighth, the Brewers had runners on first and second because Adames reached on the infield signal, Yelich walked, and then Garcia struck out swinging to end the inning. So nothing really too much happened there. And so top of the ninth, here comes Josh Hader. Now, Hader has been dominant this year. 34 saves out of 35 opportunities. The last time he blow a save, the only time, was early July against the New York Mets. So Hader has been on fire for this whole year. Didn't really pitch a lot in the last week because once we cleared the division, we didn't really put our best players in because we wanted to rest them, make sure they're ready for the postseason. Because dealing with a variety of injuries at the end of the year, just want to make sure everyone's healthy for a run. So Hader comes in. We have Freddie Freeman come up, walk. Ozzy Albies came up, struck out swing. Then Austin Riley singled to center. So we have runners on first and second, 1 out. And then here comes Adam Duvall. He made contact. A little dribbler that was like very, very slow. Could have potentially had a bases loaded situation with only 1 out. But Omar, who did a really good job of containing some of the Hader's pitches because Hader was a little wild as he normally is. His stuff is really good, but get a little wild at times. Omar picked up the dribbler and fired a rocket to second base. And luckily for the Brewers, was able to catch Ozzy Albies in time for the out. So we got runners on first and third, 2 out. And up comes pitch hitter Orlando Arcia. You've been following the Brewers for a while, you know that name. He was our starting shortstop all the way up until this year when we traded him for a couple of relievers. People didn't really like the move at the time because, like, oh god, Arcia, like he was one of the better hitters. Like he wasn't. He wasn't that good. Struck out a lot in key situations. And so we're thinking like first and third, 2 outs. Is he really going to come bite us in the butt for trading him? Thankfully, no, because he made contact on the 3-2 pitch. Right to Colton Wong. Passes to Tellez. Ball game over. Brewers take the first game of the series 2-1. And player of the game, Rowdy Tellez. 100% Rowdy. He made that amazing play in the first inning that saved us a run and really helped calm down Corbin Burns because he was not pitching well that first inning. Like he was missing his spots, not really in sync. But Rowdy Tellez let that double play really saved the Brewers' butt. And of course, he hit that home run. He provided the only runs of this game, the only extra base hit of the game for the Brewers. And so, Rowdy Tellez, thank you. And it's just been good. It was amazing watching that game, seeing the full capacity Brew Crew Nation come out and cheer on the Brewers. Every time there's 2 strikes, everyone was up on their feet, twirling the towels. Beautiful. And Corbin Burns, after that first inning, pitched really dang well. Like, really, really well. I was really impressed how he settled down after that. And then Hauser pitched 2 great innings, and that also frees up our bullpen a little bit for tomorrow, too. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at what is happening tomorrow, because the Brewers and Braves play again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me, because I live in Ohio. So it's kind of nice to learn playoffs so I can actually watch them. And then the starting pitchers, we have Max Fried for the Braves and Brandon Woodruff for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, Woodruff has been just as dominant this year as Burns. But unfortunately for him, the offense has not really come up and helped him because he has a 2.56 ERA, which is good for like third in MLB, which is insane that the Brewers have been this good. But he's 9-10. Doesn't really get much run support. And Max Fried, actually, in the past few games, like ever since August, like he had almost a 4 ERA. He managed to get it down to 3.04 by the end of the year. Like he has been pitching really, really well. Him and Morton have been pitching really well for the Braves. So I'm thinking there's going to be another pitching duel tomorrow. Now the question is, who is going to be the person that makes the hit, the big hit that breaks the game? Because tonight it was Rowdy, and I'm hoping that the Brewers are able to do it again tomorrow. Because be so cool if for the 50th year of Euchre calling Brewers games that they can finally win a World Series. But we got some tough competition. The Braves ain't no slouch. Their offense is really, really good. And if we get through this series, we got to play either the Dodgers or the Giants. I'm not looking for the either. But we will take it one game at a time and see how far this ride can go, because I hope it goes for a long time. Well, that's it for today. Just a quick little recap and my thoughts of how they performed today. Offense did enough to get by some really good pitching by Charlie Morton, and our pitchers held that offense down well. Down, like we need our offense to pick up a little bit, but our pitching, if this stays like this, we can win. We can win it all, and I'm hoping for that. But that's it for this video. If you want to see more or suggestions of what I should do next, please leave a like, comment, or maybe even subscribe to this channel. I'm just here for the ride and seeing what happens. So, let's go Brewers. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.